Hello, beautiful darlings. Welcome. I'm your girl, Kristen, and here in our beautiful community, you are always around all things high vibrational and so much more of all things that only brings the best of the best, or I like to say the bestest, like the greatest, highest vibes of all. So, with that being said, guys, it's been a while since I've actually done like a video, like an actual video, especially challenge wise. Because actually, so this challenge, we're actually starting a challenge, guys. And this challenge is called the 21 Days the Countdown to Riches. And this is a challenge in the newest book and the newest release as of November 25th. This is actually day one that I'm doing the video for. So this right here, guys, is the newest book. I know it's like backwards, but actually let me try to do where I show it where you can actually see the whole view. But hold on, let me turn it around. I could switch it a little bit. Wait, that's not it. It's not allowing me to switch it. But hold on, is it allowing? No, it's not allowing me to just like make a switch. But anyways, so this is the newest release that came out on November 25th. Tuesday, November 25th of 2025. And this is a book by the one and only Rhonda Burns, who is the creator of what's called The Secret. And The Secret's all about the law of attraction. And of course, that's how I discovered. I actually discovered Rhonda Burns on my journey of the law, the law itself and, manifesting and things like that back in, I believe I would say either 2011, 2012 or so. And of course, I discovered The Secret and I watched the movie. It was, oh my God, absolutely amazing. And of course, I went about the continuation on my journey of learning about manifesting. And so, with that being said, y'all, I've read several of her books. The Magic, which is another challenge itself, which is all about, utilizing the practice of gratitude. And that's a 28-day challenge, which is awesome. I definitely recommend those who want to build the habits of gratitude on a daily basis to utilize, working with the exercises in that book, which is so powerful and it's so life-changing. I'll say that. With that being said, guys, there's also The Power and The Hero I have not got into. So there are several things I haven't got into when it comes to her work, but I will say, like, the stuff that she's brought about over the years and things like that have been so much like life-changing moments for me that I am so blessed and grateful to be in the presence of learning. Not only that is it only just a life changer, it's also a builder, especially when it comes to your mindset. And this is where it comes down to the newest book of all, Counting Down to Riches. And day one is all about, making a wish list. And the wish list is described as, right, like making a list of like 20 things, or depending on what you feel is best for you, you can even start up with like 10 things to write down. So your wish list could be like, you want to write down a house and how much that house would be, a cup of coffee, things like that. How much the coffee costs. Starting a business, how much is the business, like, that you're wanting to build, how much do you think is going to be to invest in? Things what you feel that is calling to you to bring about, guys, and that you want to utilize, going about the way of letting those things manifest into your life. And I find that like writing down things on paper or even in a journal, which I'm so truthfully big on, I'm so really so tapped into the idea of when you're writing things down, it helps you build a habit of taking action. And that's another thing that I like to do, taking action on things that I know is going to be the best fit for me. And not only that, it also brings about building better habits around other areas and so on. And so the more, of course, journaling is something I do on a daily basis, or even every other day, or whenever the time I get the chance to take the time to do it. But of course, there are so many other things to come about, like with helping yourself. So with day one from this book, I took the time to also, like, what I like to do before I do anything, guys, is I like to utilize my time of clearing, which is like smudging. And so I like to smudge myself with like Palo Santo or sage. Palo Santo has been my favorite because I love the scents from it. And so I've been utilizing, using Palo Santo, like, like smudging myself, things like that. Especially if like you're coming out from somewhere. And cause especially like myself, I'm definitely someone who's an empath, and I can really pick up on energies, especially really strong energy, like energies I know that doesn't feel the best. And if I feel that something doesn't feel right, I have to take the time out. I have to take my time out for myself to remove myself what doesn't serve the best for me. And so with that being said, guys, when you're taking the time to really focus on what's best for you, it always brings out the best of the best results. And so that's what I do in my time. And so, yeah. So again, like with this new book, guys, and it's funny because this book, like right before I had left my house yesterday, I actually got my book before I was able to go out and do the things that I needed to do, which is great. So I was able to like take the time to actually start reading it a little bit throughout the day. And then it's funny because um throughout the day, great things are just coming about, the great vibes. And of course, when you're in a process of, thinking positively, because that's another thing what it's about, where it says your thoughts are what creates the things in your life. Like she mentions in the book about, you know, it's not the fact that money is an issue. It's your thoughts of what you think about money and how you see yourself with money. And so if you're thinking in a way of money is hard to come by, and you're seeing situations that are bringing those things, it's because your thought patterns are what are creating those situations. And so if you want to create a better financial future, or just even not just only finances, but this also goes along the line, even though it doesn't talk about just well, for me, I like to go about in other areas such as relationships, love, especially love for yourself, which is very key. Because if we don't love ourselves, guys, then how are we going to bring about the wonderful things that we want in our lives? So again, everything starts with you and not others, because again, people are are a reflection of you. So whatever you are putting out is what's going to be the end result. And so again, if you are seeing things that you're not liking, then this is the time for you to take that energy that you're having within to make those changes. And so again, going back to like day one of this book, guys, I seriously got so much out of it because I had a list of things I wrote down, and I'm actually still going through what the things I wrote down. I think so far I've had maybe 10 things so far written, but she also said you can write 20 or more, whatever that feels best for you. Usually I like to start out with 10, but I think for now I may just keep it that way, or maybe like add like 5 more things or whatever I feel is all I want. But I will say like the things I've written down are things I want to show up, like a new house, a new business, things like that. And of course, I went about it when she talks about the cost. I also wrote some things that doesn't necessarily have to be in a costly way. You can just write any way you want. For example, if you want a brand new phone and you want the phone to be $0, you can write $0. It doesn't have to necessarily be where you see it costs X amount of money. You can write it any way you want. But of course, you have to be the one that believes and feels the feeling of it being that. And so that's where all that also comes down to, because if you are not tying those things together, your feelings and what you're thinking, guys, then of course the end result is going to be showing up in ways you're either wanting them to show up or what you don't want showing up. So it's up to you what route you're choosing to go. And of course, I feel the best thing to do is go the best route that will bring those results for you. And so again, that was wonderful to say that this book, I'm seriously starting to love this book. I'm like seriously obsessed with it so far. And it is so amazing to see how even just the first day, because I have a success story actually. So as I'm going throughout the day, I was actually talking to somebody. I was having a conversation with a friend, and we were talking about life itself, of course. And she was talking about the gratitude and how grateful she is, even though this being November, they say it's the month of gratitude. And for us, I was actually talking to a friend earlier on, another friend, where he said that's every day for him. And it's true. And I actually believe that because that's how I feel. And so gratitude for me is an everyday thing. It's not just a one-time thing. It's an everyday practice that I utilize to, not only just bring about certain things I want to manifest, but it's also to bring about the best version of myself. And if you can't be the best version of yourself, guys, then again, it goes back to where life is not going to be the way how you want it to be. And so sticking to being the best version of yourself is going to be always bring out the best results. So yes. So again, with the talk of the friend, so we had a conversation, of course, life itself, gratitude. And of course, I was talking about doing the practice of the gratitude challenge that I did from the book, The Magic. And we talked about so many wonderful things. She's such a beautiful human being. Oh my gosh. And she talked about how great it is just to know me and things like that. And out of nowhere, at some point, we almost went about our separate ways. But before we went about our separate ways, she decided to she put something in my pocket. And I didn't know what it was at first until after she left. And lo and behold, she literally gave me, I kid you not, and I actually have it with me. She literally gave me $10, guys. And I'm actually going to show it to you right here. A literally $10 bill in my pocket. And mind you, I've been doing like a lot of like work around like money manifesting. And I know I'm a magnet for money, but sometimes I had those moments where the negative moments come into play. And so I had to stop myself and say, no, 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 and make a change of saying things that will only bring about positive feelings and positive thinking. And so this, I'm a believer of expecting the unexpected. And this is and actually, I did say it, man. I did say an affirmation because that's another thing I'm big on, utilizing the practice of affirmations. And I kept saying to myself that day and a day before that and some time before that, everything happens, everything happens the way how I want it to type. That type of affirmation, and I was saying other, like even money affirmations, like money comes to me effortlessly, easily, and freely. And I always expect the greatest, healthy, positive, expected in unexpected situations, things like that. And of course, when we talk about unexpected, this came about. And she said, she texted me, we texted one another later on after that. And it was just such a wonderful experience, guys. Like, she's talked about like again, gratitude, and it's grateful that she has me in her life, and I'm just such a wonderful human being, and that she loves being around me. She loves me and just love being around people like myself, and I honestly am so blessed and grateful for her, and just a beautiful human being that she is and all. And it's so wonderful to be around people that love you no matter what, and just are always there for you, like a nonstop. And so again, this challenge, guys, the start of this challenge is going so wonderful. And I'm so excited to share with you on day 2, because day 2 is another one that really got me. And that was another game changer for me. So I'm so excited to share that part of my journey of this wonderful 21 days, counting down to riches and attracting wealth and all, and so much more. And I'm so excited. So again, guys, thank you guys for coming in and being so loving and so supportive. And again, you guys are all fucking amazing royals, and I love you guys so much. And again, I will talk to you guys very soon. Peace, love, and hugs. Love you guys. Mwah.